we need to work on like junk journaling when we get the stuff in. Like I don't feel compelled like towards that anymore. I don't regret that decision at all. Like I'm looking for real. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a new year. This is not going to be, I mean, as you can probably tell from the title, this is not going to be a very typical New Year's video because I don't want to say I'm a New Year's cynic, but I'm not. Like if you're wanting somebody to be cute colors, their planner out, this is what we're going to accomplish this year. One, I'm not motivated that way. Two, I'm not that kind of person. I think I used to be. Maybe I was, because I also used to read self-help books. I was a Rachel Hollis kid, so take that as you will. But I just have gotten to the point, there was a time when goals really scared me. Then I sort of got over that, but I'm still very much working out of that mentality. I'm an oldest child, oldest daughter, and I was a STEM kid, honors kid, AP kid. So I've got all of that. I feel like high achieving kids in school have so much to talk about. We have so much therapy to do. And I very much internalized all of that. And I have internalized this thing about goals. And if you don't hit them, basically you suck, you're a failure, I'm still working through that. But last year I did make goals. And last year I did make a vision board. And now I'm basically able to review these goals, see what I didn't accomplish, review this vision board, and kind of give myself a review on like, okay, is this a system that I think is good? Like what is good about this from somebody who is not a typical, like I'm not, right now it's January 2nd that I'm filming this. I'm not feeling the New Year's mood yet. I'm not feeling that like drive. And I would say I'm generally a motivated person, but I really needed this break. And I think I'm still sort of recovering. Like I'm still in the point where I'm like, I still kind of need a couple more days to rest from the year. Because I really didn't take time off work at all. And it was a lot of navigating a new career, which is awesome. But like, I keep seeing videos of these wonderful people with their Notion boards and their planners, and I think that's freaking great. But I'm just not, I'm looking for real. And I'm not saying that's not their real, but I need my kind of real. And this kind of real is everything that I didn't accomplish in 2024 and why that's okay. Because here's the thing that I have learned about goals as somebody who's really not a fan of them. Putting a timeline and numbers on goals, and we're gonna talk about my goals in a second, to give yourself sort of a goalpost, it's to give yourself a direction, but to do something by the end of the year is not realistic. When a lot of the things that we put goals around tend to be things that are out of our control. That is why people say make goals like go to the gym X, Y, and Z times versus drop X amount of pounds. I think, those kind of goals tend to be where the New Year's falls. And that may be a bad example, but it's like putting down goals that are more, this is what I want to achieve, like, or rather these are the things that I can do in order to achieve those things. Like this is something I can do, a checkbox I can check off, not a result that also has many factors in it. Especially as somebody who has goals around social media growth, which we're gonna see. Not that like all I can do is show up and do my job. All I can do is show up, and then the rest will go as I may. So, anyways, shall we go through the vision board first, or shall we go through the goals first? I'm gonna go through the vision board first, I think, because this I actually don't hate. I really didn't look at this. Like I did not use this. Also, I used a poster board that I cut, and then I got the, I will show a picture of it right here and link it in the description. The Insta HP like picture photo printing thing, so good. Also, I think one of my best purchases. Like I loved this thing, especially for those trying to make vision boards and be visual without like wasting a bunch of paper and ink. I just found this to be better. Anyway, I like this, and I think that looking at this, having the year completely done, I can sort of see more, like this looks like my year. I can give it a, okay, did my year look like this? Like I know some of these I put on here because it was, I had already booked a Europe trip, so I was very excited about my trip to Europe. I put some things like travel here, surfing, I did some surfing, modeling, I really didn't do modeling, nor did I don't think I had any acting or background work this year. That's something that I really want to focus on in 2025, but I did, there's a lot of painting here, a lot of like paint studio stuff, and I did take classes, like painting classes, and I like worked on my painting a lot more and my artistic ability. There is this photo, which I actually love this because I think I put this on here more as like a home design, not realizing that by the end of this year, we will have, like, we built a library in the home, and this has like a bookshelf on the back. So I think just it's funny I put this here, I think for my podcast. I ended up shutting my podcast down this year. And then there's some number stuff that, you know what, let's get into the goals, because truly I have not revisited these goals. I don't know the last time I opened these goals up. Apparently I made them January 18th of 2024, and we're just gonna face the music because I didn't want to look at it because I knew some of the major goals on there I did not achieve, but I also realized that is okay. That is extremely okay. And looking back on your goals for the year isn't to make you feel like you shit the bed or like you didn't do something right. It's just to see, like, did I make progress? You know, give yourself some direction. I'm also hoping I'm hoping this does not depress me and this makes me feel more motivated to potentially make goals this year, but we'll see. Okay, number 1, average 1,000 listens per episode for my podcast. Funnily enough, I canceled my podcast. Like, I got rid of my podcast, which I think that was, I don't regret that decision at all. Like, I think that was such a good move for me. I needed that. That was not a project that, like, I loved my podcast when I created it. By the end of it, I was resenting it, and that was not, like, that was really sucking creativity from me that I could then put towards other things. And as soon as I quit the podcast, I put energy into other things that I think blossomed into so much better. That's also a thing with goals, is like, you don't know where life's going to take you. Like, there's so many unexpected factors. But 1 million on TikTok. So I made 24 goals. How many of these goals did I not achieve? Right now we have 2. I didn't reach 1 million on TikTok. I did reach over 700K, and I think that's freaking sick. And TikTok is one of those, TikTok and Instagram are both one of the platforms that I really felt like I probably have the most connection to, particularly TikTok, because it's where I got my start. When I made this, that's where I had the most connection to. And now I kind of feel equal love for all the platforms, but this was going to be the goal that could kill me, like could make me quit, in that this was the goal that would hurt the most to not have achieved. And it did hurt a little bit because in this fall, I was thinking about it and I didn't think I was gonna hit it. And I didn't. I talked to a friend and she was like, did you get anywhere closer to it? And I was like, yeah. She was like, do you like what you do? I was like, yeah, I love making videos. She was like, are you happy with what you're putting out? And I was like, yeah. She was like, then you're good. Like, if somebody's gonna hit follow, they're gonna hit follow. If somebody, like, but that has nothing to do with you. You're showing up every day. You're doing the best of your ability, like, and you're proud of the work that you're doing, and you are making progress. Like, progress is it. The timing's out of your hands. So that's, you know, and now there's everything like, will we have TikTok? I don't know. Public speaking. I put public speaking twice, meaning that I wanted 2 public speaking, like, things. I don't think I had one. No, I had at least one. I had one, and I'm pretty sure that's it. It was a small one, but I had one, and that feels cool. I don't know why I wanted to I love public speaking, but I don't feel compelled, like, towards that anymore. It's kind of one of those things that, like, if I get that opportunity, I would love to do it, but I don't know, my heart doesn't sing for that one anymore. So I did do one public speaking gig though. That was great. Film project. I didn't do any film projects, which is funny. It says film project. I didn't put any, like, of the goals here surrounding what it takes to actually get those film projects. For instance, I've been looking into acting classes now. Like, I really want to take acting classes in 2025 and sort of start that career. And I'm thinking a lot more into let's make progress into an acting career, meaning get headshots, take classes. Like, if I take acting classes, that is going to be a fulfillment of the goal. I'm just like, film project, like, as if I was going to be hired for anything yet. Like, no. So we didn't do that. Become a YouTube vlogger. 30K on YouTube. I did that. I did 50K on YouTube, which I didn't realize I surpassed that goal. That is really funny. And at the beginning of the year, like, I started vlogging last January. So we are now entering a year of vlogging, which is that is to me insane. Like, I've wanted to be a vlogger and have weekly vlogs since I was in high school. And so that is everything to me. So to say, like, confidently say, oh, I'm a YouTube vlogger, and not only do I have 30K on YouTube, like I have 50K on YouTube, but I've proven to myself that I can do it. I can vlog, that feels good. Now for some more humble pie, 100K on Instagram. Didn't make it to 100K. We're right under 50K. And I feel more connected and more, like a lot more connected with my Instagram than I did at the beginning of the year. A lot more connected to my Instagram. I feel a lot more confident in like my work process there, which I realize, like, if you're not, if you don't create content a lot, then work process might be, and connection might seem like odd words. But I think as a creator, you have platforms that you lean on more, or rather that you lean towards more, you feel more comfortable with creating, and a lot of content creation ends up becoming instinct and habit, just like anything. And I did not have my instincts or my habits with Instagram built up almost like muscles last year, and I definitely have it now. So I didn't reach 100K, but I did get there. So like I did get closer to that. So I feel okay about that, actually. Create a 2024 scrapbook. The hell? Oh, okay, I do have a junk journal scrapbook type of thing, and I have a basket with all my junk, but it did turn into the sort of the book next to the basket, and I have a lot of junk journaling to do. I should really sit down like for a whole day and junk journal all that. I'm going to do that. I feel good about actually doing that, but yeah, I didn't keep up with that. So I do have one, but we need to work on like junk journaling when we get the stuff in, because otherwise it piles up and then we don't journal the junk. Note to self. Number 9, become confident in surfing. I took more lessons. I did become more confident than I was, and this season is going to be where I am confident going out by myself and doing it. And I do feel like, am I where I want to be? No. And I don't know why surfing is such like for me, surfing is the biggest personal growth experience, because it, like, I don't know if you can hear the kids outside, but we've got kids on our street that like they play all the time, like all the time. They're running, literally we were watching a movie yesterday evening, and so like kids like ran through our backyard. It's my favorite thing. But if you can hear them, they are playing outside, and like there's a bunch of neighborhood kids. They all play together, and it's my favorite thing, because I feel like, I don't know, I'm not a parent, so I don't really know what the child experience of kids these days are, but to see them being outside so much, and like they go to each other's houses and grab like their friends, and then they'll run down the street, and we have a very safe street for them to do that. It makes me very happy. So if you can hear them, that's what that is. Become confident in surfing. Yeah, surfing for me is something that it's a fear that I'm conquering. I'm not afraid of the water. I'm not afraid of surfing, but I am afraid of, for whatever reason, not being good at surfing is like it's a pain point for me, and I don't know why. So me being confident in surfing is not just about like me just doing surfing. It's also about me conquering this thing about it's okay to not be good at something, but you have to keep showing up in order to be good at it. So, and I did keep showing up this year. Brand trip. I remember putting that and thinking, I don't think so, but it would be very cool. I went on my very first brand trip with The Ordinary this year, and oh my God, like that was such like a highlight of my career. Especially because The Ordinary is a brand that I've known and loved for so long. Like it felt they're one of my best partners, like, and the people at The Ordinary mean so much to me that it was very, like, if there was going to be a brand that I went on a brand trip with, The Ordinary was going to be, like, that was the best pick that I could have had. And when I got that email, that was awesome. Number 11, launch a product. I did launch a brand, and we actually took a pause on the brand for the winter. We're totally much more of a summer brand, and now I'm kind of looking at like what I want to do with that. We launched Sunny Boy. Loved it. I still love those products and still love our pieces. Still not sure quite what I want to do with it, but I did it. And so I did. And oh wait, and we launched the Camp Swamp Ass merch from my birthday, which was so fun. That was like, I really like the idea of just like that we just had camp swap out shirts and that there's people with camp swap out shirts just like running around. Host an event. I said host an event twice. I didn't host any events. So maybe that should move into 2025. I feel like I should have a clearer vision about what I want to host though, because I'm not quite sure. Number 14, a redecorate project. I think this is hysterical. Because I did actually do a lot more worked on the house, and we got a new piece that I had been scavenging for probably like 2 years of the perfect like under TV piece. We got it for $75 on Facebook Marketplace, like stained it, sanded it, stained it, and it looks beautiful. Like the living room, which was at this time I remember like my biggest thing I wanted to work on in the house. That is such like a place of confidence for me. Like I really, really love our living room. Bedroom is definitely where I want to work on next. But then at this point, I did not realize that we would be deciding and acting on like building a library in our home, and we built it. And we worked with contractors who built it. They're amazing. We worked with contractors to build it. They are awesome. They are coming for the very last time next week to put on cabinets, and then the whole library will be done. And I cannot wait. So yeah, you did a redecorate project for sure. Out of US travel, I put that twice. I wanted to go out of the US twice. I think I actually left the US 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And I went to, just on my Europe trip, I went to Italy, Croatia, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany. And then I also went to Japan. I went to London. I went to Edinburgh, so I went to Scotland. So I went to England for the first time, Scotland for the first time, Japan for the first time, and I went to Canada for the first time. Went to Toronto with the Ordinary for a brand trip. I would say we did really, really good there. Yeah, I think we did great. 17, read 30 books. I'm so close to 30 books. Honestly, wait, let me look at my Goodreads and see like how far I was, because I was close to 30 books, but I didn't quite hit it. This was not my year of reading. This was not my year of relaxing. Honestly, it was like me navigating being a full-time content creator. Oh my God, at the time of making this, I was not a full-time content creator. That's crazy. That's really crazy to think about. Oh my God. Wow, that's so cool. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to pause because like, this is too cute, but I also don't want to disturb your viewing experience, which is totally fine because I can pause, they should play. I'll finish this up. So 30 books, I read 20. Not my best. Honestly, this is one of my lowest years in several years. So I think 2025 I want to spend more time reading, which we started a book club in 2024. So that will certainly help that. And then just kind of get my reading spark back and get better at reading habits. Like I read for like 10 minutes before bed and then I just go to bed. And I don't read outside of that. But a lot of my friends, like they will just sit and read and like have time of peace that I really don't let myself have. I'm always running, I'm always doing. And so I think that this is going to be like 2025. I want it to be a year of less doing, but more impact. You know what I mean? It's the next day. You wouldn't know that. But it's the next day and it's too early for them to be playing. So we're all good. And one thing we're not going to do is interrupt their playing time. Let's go through. So we were on Read 30 Books. We're on number 18 of 24. Number 18 is a girls trip. I went on a girls trip. The girls trip was my trip to Europe. That is what started my travel bug thing. So in July, I was in Europe for most of July. Sort of spontaneously, sort of not. So I had a girls trip that started because a friend of a friend got had extra tickets to Taylor Swift in Milan. They were way cheaper than they were in the US. And so I was like, hey girls, you wanna go? And we said yes, and so we'll be in Italy. Let's go over to the Amalfi Coast and then let's go to Croatia. And that happened. It was so much fun. Girls trip, complete 5 art pieces. This was so good of me to put and I totally didn't do it. 5 I feel like is really ambitious actually. I think I need to chill this down, but yeah, I think I'd like to create or complete some art pieces. I technically did because yes and no. I took one art workshops. No, I think I took two. I took 2 art workshops, 2 intensive that were multi-week. The figurative drawing one, was that 1 day or 2 days? I can't really remember. Either way, they were both intensives. The first one was definitely like several weeks. And I loved it. So I did create pieces in that are like ready to hang. So maybe, yeah, and I created a lot actually because it's an intensive. So maybe I did do that one. I'm gonna add that one in. So I did do that one. Number 20, monetize the podcast. Didn't do that because the podcast is gone. Number 21, monetize YouTube. I did do that. YouTube is monetized. It doesn't make a ton, but it does make something. And from a business perspective, that's really good to have things in multiple arenas for a creator, because it keeps you protected when weird things happen to other apps. Number 22, get Charleston tour guide certified. I didn't do this and I wanted to do this, and I would really like to study it again. My mom's a tour guide. She has like the study materials, but they're on like a flash drive, and I need to like get mom, if you're watching, I need that flash drive because I want to study. 23, change my name legally. Oh, I didn't do this. My friend is helping me get started with the paperwork on it, and I think I literally just have to go to the Social Security office with this paperwork right now, and then I gotta get started on everything else. That's such a hassle. With all the travel, like there was almost no way that I was going to be able to do this because there was not a single month, I think, that I didn't take a plane, and a lot of them were international at the end of the year. So passport wise, that would have been a big issue. That's my excuse, but I didn't do that. Let's see if I do that in 2025, because yeah, I've been, come this September, I'll have been married for 3 years. And number 24, book a modeling gig. I didn't book a modeling gig. I didn't actually continue pursuing modeling. And I'm not sure, like, I want to, it's just, again, that's one where it's like, yeah, that would be really cool. Actually, I would really, really enjoy modeling. And physique wise, I think that I'm a lot, I was pretty healthy, but I feel like I've gotten a workout routine that I feel better about. And I've always known with my body shape, like I would be much more into like catalog or like fitness modeling, because I'm 5'4", and I've always had like a broad shoulder, much more like sports like build, which is totally fine. And so I just knew which category that I would fit in. And I feel like my current workout routine very much fits my body. And so yeah, booking a modeling gig would be cool. I did do some modeling, but it was like for friends, brands and things. So I got to do that, but I did not like book a modeling gig. That and acting, like I didn't really pursue the actions to be taken for that. Again, that I said book a modeling gig. I didn't say like get first modeling headshots, go to a modeling workshop. Did none of that. Let's see, how many of these did I get? Okay, did I not do? 13 out of 24 I didn't do. I was expecting me to do, like not do 20 out of 20. I expected me to maybe have completed 4. This is pretty good. For not referencing this the entire year, I would love to tell you that I like re-looked at this after January 18th, but considering the fact that I opened this and it said January 16th, 2024 was the last time I opened it, like I know I didn't look at it. And the vision board thing, I feel like, will I do this in this form again? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna do mine on Canva with their whiteboard thing, but I kind of thought I would end this video and be like, yeah, I'm not doing this again next year. Like I know, like I'm very happy with my life. I know I wanna do a couple, like some things, but no, I think that even if it's just because the girlies want to get together to have a couple drinks and some snacks and do vision boards together, I think I still wanna do this again. I think I could do this again and be like, yeah, hell, you know what? Hell yeah. That's how I feel. Now, the goals, not sure about that. I might like do the vision board and then like in the middle have a couple things written out of like, hey, things that I know I can do. Booking a modeling gig, I don't know if people are going to be wanting models, you know? I also am not one yet. So like booking an acting job, no, but like take your first acting class, yeah. That's something that can go in here. That makes a lot more sense. I hope that this was like motivating in some way and not stifling. Like, cause one thing about watching these videos is I end up feeling like, oh, why don't I feel that way? Why don't I feel like grand and motivated and like all these types of things? Like I don't feel like I'm ready to run and like, I have big dreams. It's not that I don't think I'm capable of things. I just don't have the desire to make a Notion and like do these things right now. And I don't want to feel guilty for that. And me feeling guilty for that and watching these things and feeling like I'm not enough or like I'm doing something wrong is certainly not going to help. With some girls looking at Pinterest, looking at pretty pictures and thinking, okay, like, yeah, honestly, if you're in the same place that I am, it helped to see what I did accomplish, which is interesting because before I was afraid of looking at what I didn't accomplish and thinking it would make me feel like shit. No, it doesn't have to. I made progress on the things I wanted to make progress on. And then the other things weren't relevant. And I could just say, okay, great. The acting thing, okay, it's still something I want to do. I don't care that I didn't book an acting gig because I haven't even started acting classes. So that's just, okay, I'm going to start acting classes. It's just matter of fact. It has nothing to do with my personal worth and my personal value. She's cute. She's going in the T-Rash. Thank you for your service that as you were behind a dresser for the entirety of the year. Guys, I hope that this was fun. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will be making even more videos on YouTube this year, which is very exciting. Let me know what you want to see. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!